Hey, in this video, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on what credit score is required to qualify for an SBA loan. Now, in a previous video in this series, I mentioned 650 as kind of a rule of thumb, but there is a lot of nuance here and there's a lot of different scenarios. And so I'm going to dive into a lot of those nuances in this video. Before I dive into that, just a little bit of my background. My name's Adam Hoeksema. I'm the co-founder of ProjectionHub, where we help founders create financial projections, business plans, and ultimately walk through the SBA loan process. My background, I was actually an SBA lender for 12 years, closed about 1,500 loans during my time as executive director of an organization called Bankable. So excited now to be kind of on the other side of the table, helping folks through that SBA process with a real focus on, projections, business plans, and that sort of thing. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into the details of credit scores. So the first thing that we need to know is there are three different SBA programs that we're going to think about here. There's the 7A program, which is kind of your traditional SBA program. When you hear SBA, most people are talking about the 7A loan program. So there's 7A, there's the 504 loan program, and there's the SBA Microloan program. And I actually spent my career in SBA lending as an SBA microlender and community advantage lender. So working on those smaller deals where we are able to make loans to folks with lower credit scores than maybe a traditional SBA lender. So the SBA 7A loan, those lenders, those banks typically have a minimum of 640 to 680, but some lenders may be willing to go a little bit lower in certain circumstances. On the SBA 504 loan program, you're probably going to need to be more like 680 or above. And then on the SBA microloan program, this is where the lenders have a little bit more flexibility. The micro lenders themselves are nonprofit organizations or mission lenders. And so again, they have some more flexibility here. They can range from minimum scores in the 580 to 620 range, and some maybe go lower than that for very small loans. Now, a couple of common questions that I get on credit score. One is there anything I can do to improve my credit score quickly? So really the main thing I have here is if you have credit card balances and you have a high utilization rate on one or several of your credit cards, I would work to pay those down, reduce your utilization rate. That seems to me to be the thing that has the most likely kind of quick within a couple months turnaround where you might have a quick jump in credit score. It's not going to be an overnight thing no matter what. It's not a fast change. You don't pay down a credit card and then immediately get a 50-point bump. But over the course of some months, you may. Now, a second common question is, what if I have a business partner and let's say maybe I have a really strong credit score, but my business partner has a low credit score? What will that impact the SBA loan, or how will that impact the SBA loan? And what are my options here? So I actually had ChatGPT kind of give us a little scenario here. So I'm going to read through some of these different scenarios and just, again, show you kind of the nuance and how a lender might think about this. So let's say you've got a partner with a 620 credit score, but has strong financials, revenue, and collateral. Okay, approval is possible. You might be looking for ways to make up that low credit score with additional collateral or maybe a higher down payment. Now, let's say you've got the 620 partner and the 620 score has late payments, has defaults, has high debt utilization. Approval is going to be difficult. Lender may require the 750 partner to be the primary borrower. And so again, this can get maybe a little bit sticky, and what lenders are going to be willing to do that? Will they allow you to take one of the partners off of the deal? And what does that look like? So challenges there. Okay. All right. Now the 620 partner, let's say the 620 score partner has a thin credit file. So they just don't have a lot of credit history, but there's not any major issues. That often is looked upon more favorably. The lender may be willing to work with you. There's still probably going to be some compensating factors, maybe a higher interest rate, shorter term. We already know they're going to require personal guarantee, but it may be more likely that's looked upon more favorable, a 620 with a thin credit file versus a 620 because you have a bunch of late payments. All right, let's say you've got a 750 partner has a strong personal and business finances. This is going to increase the approval odds significantly, but the lender is still going to analyze that 620 partner's risk. So they're going to be concerned about that no matter what. I think you're going to get some questions about that. But if the 750 score partner has strong personal financial statement, collateral, and that sort of thing, you may be able to overcome that. All right, the third topic I want to to hit on, and this is the final area I want to really dive into, is what about your business credit score? So you may have heard about your business credit and what plays into that. Well, the SBA will use something called an SBSS score, and that stands for the FICO Small Business Scoring Service. And so this SBSS score is a little bit of a black box. You won't know exactly what goes into the score, but generally speaking, it seems to be highly related to your personal credit score. Surprise, surprise. So it's personal credit score related. It's also going to be looking at your industry. So if you have a 700 credit score and you're in the restaurant industry versus a 700 credit score in maybe a dental practice is a good example of an industry that might have low default rates, that's going to impact that business credit score. And then the business repayment history itself. So sometimes payments will actually be reported, business payments or repayments on loans, or different vendors may report payments on you, and that can impact your SBSS score as well. I actually did a deep dive on how to check your SBSS score and showed you how to sign up and check your own score. If you'd like to do that, you can check out the video in the card up in the top corner here and watch through that video. I'll show you actually my SBSS score as well as part of that, so you can kind of see what that process looks like. So as you can see with the kind of nuances and the scenarios here, this is more of an art than a science. I can't give you a specific number and say, if you have a TransUnion score of, 647, then you're good to go. I can't tell you that exactly. There is a lot of nuance and the details matter here. So if you're wondering whether you would qualify for an SBA loan, we do offer a free SBA review where we'll be able to provide you with a ton of free value. So what we're going to do is have you fill out a form. We'll put a link to the form in the description of the video below. And then that'll give me a little bit more context and details about your situation and your business. And then we'll be able to provide an idea of how much of an SBA loan you're likely to qualify for based on those details, give you some feedback on how to structure your loan request for your best shot at approval. And if we don't think you're likely to get approved, we'll give you some feedback and say, here's the things that I think you might need to work on. We'll also give you some recommendation of specific SBA lenders who we think could be a good fit based on your industry, stage of business, and location. Doing that all for free. So definitely take advantage of that. Make sure to just look in the description of the video below. There's a link to that form. You can fill that out and we'll get back to you pretty quick turnaround. All right. If you found this to be helpful, would you please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is the first YouTube series that we've put together with a series of 6 videos on all things SBA, all the requirements and qualifications and what it's going to take to get through that SBA process. And if you haven't watched the other videos in the series, make sure to check those out in the description of the video below. We'll put links to all 6 of the videos in the series, so make sure to check those out on topics that I think will be relevant to you. But we would love your feedback. This is, again, the first series that we've done, so it'd be great if you'd leave us a comment. What kind of topics would you like us to create content on? We plan to do a lot more, and so would love your feedback. All right, I think that's all we've got for you. So if you have any questions at all about your process with the SBA, your particular business, we'd love to be helpful to you. So you can reach out to us directly at support@projectionhub.com, and we'd love to help. All right, thanks.